7th, yeah, close enough, of October of 2017, and heading down to the thrift stores down in the Norfolk area, because this is Friday, and at least at this one Hope House, it is sale day. Well, I really got to get a better mount. I'm noticing this thing just shakes way too much, but we work with what we can, right? Well, Mom and Dad are off on their week-long mini vacation. They're visiting some friends, actually 3 different places: Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Delaware. So that's going to be kind of an interesting trip for them. I'm glad they're getting to go on that before the winter season comes. I myself will have the house totally to myself for the next week, so we'll see what kind of fun we can get into. I am thinking about doing some cooking videos that I think you guys may find interesting. Tonight's probably going to be fairly simple, though. I think I might just do some breaded chicken and maybe just like a little vegetable. Nothing super fancy, because Dad and I actually went out and ate at the Golden Corral buffet today, kind of like a going away event for us. So I want to be really good tonight. I'm going to try to skip lunch, or if I do eat anything for lunch, I might just have like a little cereal bar. I have 1 or 2 of those with me. As for exercise, I'm not sure what's going to happen today. I may do this as a rest day, because my back is still getting really sore from all the exercise. And it's interesting, I find that my back is actually worse when I bike ride versus walking. For whatever reason, the bike riding actually hurts my back more, my lower back. And I think I've kind of figured that out. Because when you sit on a bike, you're on a bike seat, which is not very comfortable. I mean, it's putting a lot of upward pressure. And I think what it's doing is it's putting a lot of upward pressure on my spine in my lower back area, kind of like my lower back, upper buttocks area, as Forrest Gump would say. And I think it's kind of compressing some of the nerves there, and that's why it's a little painful. It's not that bad. I mean, it's more achiness than pain. I notice it like late at night and early in the morning mostly. And what it is, like getting out of bed, it might take me a minute or 2 to be able to actually stand to my feet, because I can feel all that achiness in my back. But once I start walking and start moving around, I definitely feel a lot better. So we'll just have to see what happens. I may take this one, like I said, as a rest day. If that's the case, maybe do a little cooking. I am doing laundry right now at home, because it never seems like it ends. I don't know about you guys, but laundry is just constant. You know, 1 week of laundry, I could probably fill 2 loads, but I usually compile it into 1 just because I don't want to waste the water. Other than that, I don't really have too much else to talk about. I still want to do that video that I was telling you guys about the other day. Basically, it's going to be what to look for when buying a used computer. And I'm going to start with a desktop, and then the next one will probably be a laptop. And it'll just be different things you want to look for to kind of either say, yes, I want to buy this one, or no, you need to stay away from it. And I think that'll be pretty informative for you guys, because I get a lot of questions about, oh, should I buy this desktop? Should I buy it because of this or that? Hopefully this will answer most of your questions. Well, I'm going to go ahead and pause the vlog right now. Hopefully I find some good things at the Hope House thrift store. If not, well, it was a nice trip down there, and I'll talk to you guys on the flip side. All right, tubers. Well, I had to switch angles again because of the way the sunlight is. Just left the Hope House thrift store. Didn't find anything super special, but I did find something very interesting. I noticed in the case they had about this 3/4 filled pack of CDs, but these aren't just any CDs. These are the Memorex black discs, the part of the Cool Colors collection, and these are really high quality discs. I'll give you guys a little close-up there. I'm not usually a big fan of Memorex discs, but I've used a lot of these in the past, and these are really nice discs. I don't know if there are any other colors in here. They got some blue on the bottom, then some red colors. But as Memorex discs goes, these tend to be a much higher quality than their normal discs. So if you guys ever see these at your local thrift stores, I'd highly recommend picking them up and not dropping them like I almost did. I used to like the ones that had the little clips on each side, not the ones you actually have to screw back in. And then I just picked up some generic CDs, actually blank DVDs, but I noticed something very interesting with these. I was about to pull one out just to show them, and as you can see, it So I got a dual layer DVD. So this is a nice size pack of dual layer DVDs for $2 a piece. Definitely can't go wrong there. Well, I'm about to head over to the other thrift stores. We will see what the rest of the day brings. Hopefully I get some more interesting footage for you today, and I'll talk to you guys on the flip side. Well, tubers, that was kind of interesting. I just left the C.H. Katie thrift store on Monticello in Norfolk, and there was a gentleman in front of me, and well, let me start back a little bit further. I was actually looking at some bric-a-brac items on the back wall. In the back of this store, there's like an office area where people work. I'm not even sure what they do. I'm assuming it's like administrative tasks. But I noticed he went back there. He didn't even go in there. He just went to the door because it was open, and he asked the person where was a fitting room. Now, being a long-time shopper at C.H. Katie's, I knew that there weren't any fitting rooms, so that's what they told him. Then as I was on the checkout line, basically he was there, and he had mentioned to the checkout lady how rude the person was in the back room. And he said, and he just said that that's not called for, because this person's just sitting down. She was doing absolutely nothing, just sitting there twiddling her thumbs. And he just asked her a question, and she's like, well, I don't know, we don't have a fitting room. And I actually put my 2 cents in, because last time I was here, same thing happened to me. I didn't see anybody in the processing area, so I went to that back room. I actually knocked on the door that time, so I'm sure they really didn't like that, but they were extremely rude to me. So me and this other gentleman got into a conversation about how customer service is totally lacking these days, and he was saying how he was ex-military, but he's a salesman now, and he knows how important it is to have a good rapport with your customers. And unfortunately, people like that are not doing any good for this establishment. And he even went so far as to say that person should be let go or terminated. And you know what? I agree, because I don't care if you're in the administrative side of it, if you are a delivery driver, I don't care what it is. If you are working for a retail establishment, you must have good customer service skills. And if you don't like working with people, if you don't like interacting with people, there's the door. You know what? I totally agree with him, and I didn't mention anything last time because I just didn't want to deal with it. But since he said something, I definitely wanted to put my 2 cents in, because it just gets to me. And I know I've said this in many different vlogs, but I just have to keep reiterating it. Customer service is the key, especially when you consider the plethora of online sales, eBay, Amazon, all these companies that are selling online, and even these companies are selling through eBay and Amazon. You can get such a better deal most of the time online than even going to a local thrift store like this one. The reason I go here is for the convenience that I don't have to buy it online and wait for it to come, and the interaction with people. I tend to be a people person. Even though at times I can be introverted, I'll be the first one to admit that, I still want to be out there in public interacting with people. And the third thing is, I love looking at these places because, heck, you can score some really good deals for really cheap. But they really need to work more on their customer service. And if people are just blatantly rude like that, show them the door. Not doing any favors at all. Well, I'm going to go ahead and pause this. I have a few more thrift stores to go to. Then I'm going to head home, finish up some laundry, and I don't know. We'll see what else happens today. Talk to you guys a little bit later. All right, tubers. Well, I just left Thrift Store City, and I scored big. And I almost didn't get these because somebody tried to swoop in and take them from me. They were behind the case, and man, I just can't believe I found this. They are, I will tell you, they are regular NES games. First and foremost, I'll start with the not as that interesting of titles. I got Dr. Mario. Good shape. Not the most expensive game, probably worth about $10 to $15 depending on where you sell it, or if you sell it. Now I got all these games for $4, $3.98 a piece. Then I have the original Tetris. Once again, a great game. Value on this varies, $10 to $20 usually, just depending on how good a condition it is. One thing you want to check out with these is see how good the circuit board is. Here it's very, very clean, so this one would probably be on the higher end of that. Next I picked up another one of these, Super Mario Bros. 3, my absolutely favorite Mario game from the original system. This one has got a little bit of pollen in it. It was probably stored in a garage. I'm going to be testing these once I get home. Hopefully they all work. Once again, got that one for $3.98 too. And probably the best score out of all of these, and this is not really a game that I would play and keep, but this is definitely the most valuable of them, Contra. That's right, guys, Contra. This game on eBay sells for upwards of $50 to $80, once again, depending on condition. This one has a little bit of yellowing on the circuit boards. This might be at the lower end of that, but as long as the game works, I'm hoping to get about $50 to $60 out of this. So a huge score on 4 very, very good regular NES games. And that's what you want to do. If you guys are going to your thrift stores, don't be afraid to be a little proactive, even a little arrogant at times. You know, if you're looking at something and you were the first one there, and somebody tries to swoop behind you and ask someone else, you know what, say something. Make sure you get what you deserve, because if you were the first one there, the first one that saw the product and was asking about it, then you deserve to get it. Luckily this time I was the first one to put my hands on it, though the one that really got me upset is the lady that I had talked to from the beginning, that she was checking people out, finally came over, she pulled out and she actually put it in front of the other lady that wanted it. So I kind of swooped in and grabbed it and just grabbed the 4 games I wanted. So unfortunately in this day and age, sometimes you have to be a little cutthroat to get what you really want. Well, I got a few more thrift stores to head to. I will talk to you guys when I get home, and enjoy the rest of your day. All right, tubers, so I am back home. Been back home for about an hour now. Just got off the phone with a friend of mine who actually his father. They may need my help next week to help take care of their son. Well, his father has some surgery, so I'm going to do that, but that's not going to be for about a week now. Let me show you what I picked up at one of the thrift stores. This thing I didn't show you before, and there's a reason why I picked it up. So let me flip you around the other side and show you what I'm rambling about. So this is a scale that I picked up at the CHKD in Norfolk, and I'm going to go and weigh myself on here. When I weighed myself on the scale last time, the one we have here, weighed me at 325. Let's see what this says, if it doesn't error out again. Oh my goodness. You know what it is? I think this floor is not that even. Let's move it up a little bit. There we go. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Let me stand straight here. Looks like about 320.6. So I've actually lost another 5 pounds and some change. That is awesome. I'm going to keep this exercising up. I'm glad I finally got a new scale, one that actually seems to work right. And hopefully by New Year's Day, I'll be down under 300. Tubers, that's it for today's vlog. I'm talking louder because I'm in my room and there is a lot of noise in here. Please remember to like and subscribe. And as always, have a blessed day, everybody.